Are we live?
Are we?
I think we're live.
I think we're live.
Oh, we're already getting people
Hello. Well, hi guys. My name is Bree. This is Ashley. We are from the Redi Shade marketing team. And we wanted to hop on here and talk through some frequently asked questions that we get a lot, either through the reviews or directly to us. If you have any other questions, please put them in the comment section and someone from our team will get back to you. We want to make sure you love these products as much as we do, and we're excited to kind of talk through these with you.
All right, so like Bree said, we're going to go over some frequently asked questions today. We're going to focus more on our original shades and then our Easy Lift shades, as those are our two most popular. Just to show, we are in my house today, and I actually do have the Easy Lift shades, so we'll reference this a lot in these questions. And then I also have an Easy Lift shade that hasn't been installed yet, so we'll also use this as an example for some of our questions.
Awesome.
But I guess I'll get us started.
Perfect.
So I'm going to start with some questions on our original shades. So the first question we have is, do these shades come with adhesive? So with this question, it's actually going to be for our original and our Easy Lift, because all of our shades do come with an adhesive. If you look here on the Easy Lift, on this base, there is an adhesive that you will peel off once you have trimmed the shade to install to the top mount of your window. So when you're installing our shades, you just want to make sure that the adhesive is installed on a smooth, flat surface that is not textured or painted. Well, I guess it can be painted, but you just don't want to make sure that it's textured. And when I say texture, that includes any surface that has wallpaper, stucco, drywall, or is porous. If you do attach our shade to a surface that is textured, the odds of it falling down are very big. We're not gonna lie there. It does work best when it is on a flat surface.
Yes.
Just so that the adhesive has more surface area to attach to keep the shade in place.
Mm-hmm.
When you're installing, not done yet. I think Bree was ready for me to go, but
sorry.
No, you're okay. So when you're installing our shades, just make sure that the surface is clean of all debris. You want to make sure that you clean that surface with an alcohol pad, get all of that dust, debris, any buildup off that window mount. And then when you put your shade into place, you want to make sure that you do hold it for 30 seconds before letting go and before pulling the shade down. Lastly, just make sure when you are pushing it up that you are giving a lot of pressure. You want to make sure that that glue does have time to really adhere to the inside mount.
Yep.
All right.
Awesome. Another question we get specifically for our original shades are, do shades or clips come with the shades? So behind us is the Easy Lift where no shades are needed, or no clips, sorry, it just goes up and down. Wherever you want it to land. Our original shades need to be clipped up in order to keep them at a height that you want. So to answer the question, yes, there will always be clips that are part of the purchase of the original shade. Normally they're taped to the side of the box, so make sure you're looking around the box to make sure that you find them. If for some reason your clips are not part of your package, it is something that we want to make right. So please reach out to our customer service team just on the Redi Shade website, and we'd love to kind of get those sent to you. So yeah.
And a fun thing about our clips is that we have had a lot of customers send us like videos or images or even just comments that they've used our clips after they're done using the shades for other things.
Yes.
So you can use them as chip bag holders, or we've had people that use them in gardens to label their different plants. So
multi-use.
Once you're done using the original shade, you also have clips that you can use with something else.
Ready to go.
So just a little fun fact. The next question is, can you wash these shades? So no. All of our shades are, well, mostly original. They are meant to be disposable. They're more of a temporary shade. They're made out of paper or a fabric that is not waterproof. So the quick answer there is no, you cannot wash the shade. However, even with my shades, we're in a house, dust builds up, so I will frequently use a duster to go over them, or even a light, paper towel or a hand towel And that definitely works with getting some of that dust buildup or anything else in the air that gets on your shade. So
for sure. All right. Another question that we have is, have you found that these shades cool down a room? So one thing that we really love about these shades is that, yes, they are energy efficient. The less sun that comes into your home, the cooler the temperature is. So the blackout shades are going to be the most energy efficient, along with our light blocking ones. Basically, it is just going to block that sun as much as possible and cool down the temperature of your room. But if you are looking for even more energy efficient shades, we would recommend the Easy Lift cellular shades. Which one's this one?
These ones are not cellular, they are pleated.
Okay. So the difference between the pleated is just a single ply, and the cellular is actually 2. So you're actually going to get more sun protection, which is why we recommend that if you're looking for energy efficiencies from our Easy Lift. But our original shades 2 are energy efficient, specifically as we look into the light blocking and the blackout shades.
And since we kind of talked about that, when I started working at Redi Shade, I didn't know the difference between pleated and cellular. So let's see if I can kind of show you. These shades, if you can see the side, just kind of look, they're just like mountains, I guess. How would you
like a Z.
Like a Z. Whereas the cellular, they actually make more of a honeycomb when you open them. So it kind of creates like a middle like this, and there's 2 plies. So that's why they're more energy efficient and
it's like double layers, basically.
Double layers, exactly. So I hope that kind of helped you guys, because I had no idea about window shades when I first started.
Totally.
At Redi Shade.
And I think that's something too, if you want to learn more about those, please throw a question. We have people waiting to answer questions in the comment section if that's something that you're interested in. Moving on, I have 2 children, so sleep is a big thing. A question that we get is, can these shades be used for travel? Absolutely. I have some at home, but we do know that there are a lot of people that actually will buy shades on Amazon and send it to their final destination. For traveling, a lot of what we like to use, or what I like to use, is the original blackout shade, specifically because it's temporary. It's probably the most temporary shade that we have. It's thin, but it's black, and it's really going to create a dark room for your kids to sleep, because I know when you're traveling, you don't know what you have in those rooms, and the kids are exhausted, and a dark room is the perfect place for a kid to sleep. So from personal experience, yes, they are amazing to have, make your vacation even better. But it is something that we have a lot. Airbnbs, you can use them in Airbnbs, hotels, travel trailers, and even boats. But again, to Ashley's point, you still need to make sure that they stay up. So cleaning those surfaces, making sure that there's space to stick up, as well as it's clean. And then when you're done, they easily are removed.
And then we have had a lot of customers who have responded, or influencers or things like that, that actually will purchase from Amazon and send them directly to their destination. Yes. So if you have like an Airbnb and you know the address, it's a lot easier to have Amazon ship them directly to you and that final destination, instead of packing them in your bag. While they do kind of fold up, just know they are made of paper, so if you fold them, they might get distorted a little bit. So shipping them directly to your final destination is definitely the best option.
For sure. So I think that's kind of all the questions that we have, that we get a lot of for the original shades. So we're going to move into the Easy Lift and kind of talk through those, specifically the ones behind us. But again, we'd love to know any other questions that you have regarding our shades. Throw them in the comment section and we'll reach out.
All right, so our first question for the Easy Lift is, how far can I trim Easy Lift shades to? Can I cut in half and make 2 shades? So to answer the second part of that question, no, you cannot cut in half to make 2 shades with these Easy Lifts. Unfortunately, my brother installed these shades for me, and he actually installed them or cut them incorrectly. It's kind of hard to see in the video, but all of our Easy Lift shades have a cordless inside mechanism that helps lift and lower them. So when my brother cut the shade, he unfortunately measured my window correctly, but what he did is he only cut off one side of the shade. So what happened was it made my inside pulley system start here on the window and here, whereas if he had cut evenly on both sides, the pulley system would be directly in the middle. So unfortunately, my shades look a little off. I will be replacing those soon, but just haven't gotten to it. But just make sure when you are cutting the Easy Lift shades, you measure the window and then cut evenly on both sides so that your pulley mechanism is in the middle of the shade. You'll also see on the top of this, it says do not cut past here. If you cut past that red mark, essentially you're going to cut off that pulley system and then your shade won't work. So make sure that you are cutting these correctly, and just know you cannot make 2 shades out of 1 when it comes to the Easy Lifts. The originals you can cut those however you like, but these you cannot. To go back to the first part of this question, how far can I trim an Easy Lift shade to? So for our 30 and 36-inch shades, they can be trimmed down to 19 inches. For our 48-inch shades, you can trim down to 31 inches. And then for the 60-inch shades, you can cut them down to 43 inches in width. So just make sure before you purchase any of these Easy Lift shades, you do measure your windows correctly, the inside mount, and you do make sure that you are going to the correct size and purchasing the correct size on our listings, because if you do cut them too much, the inside mount won't work and they will absolutely fall down when you install.
Okay, so basically going off of what Ashley was talking about in terms of the pulley system, it's a question that we get a lot. Now, we didn't design the shades, so I think the answer that we'll give you is going to be pretty high level, but as Ashley mentioned, we do have a pulley system within the shades, specifically the Easy Lift, which is why the original don't have them. They need the clips. The Easy Lifts have the pulley system. So there are 2 pulley system mechanisms or cords in the Easy Lift, which is why we ask you to trim them evenly on either side, because what we want to do is make sure those pulley systems are centered inside the window. So when you pull them down and you're grabbing from either side, you're getting a consistent and even pull up and down. Now it basically is when it stops getting any tension, or when you stop pulling, the pulley system will lock into place, going up or down regardless of what direction you want. So it really does allow you to give you, okay, I want it to come all the way down, great, and then it can go all the way up as well, depending on where you're at. So, and 2, if you do clean it and you're able to make sure that the adhesive double stick tape is firmly on the window, you shouldn't worry about having to pull it too far or too hard, because it's going to stick, which is really great, because I mean, these are meant to be easy for you, no tools, cut, stick, you're on to the next thing. We know you guys have very important things to do throughout your day, so these should not be the main focus.
Exactly. Window shades should not be a stressor in your life.
Exactly.
So the next question is, how wide is the base with the adhesive? I want to make sure that my shades won't stick out too far once attached to my window frame. So what this question is asking is, how wide is this section of the window shade? So to answer that, the top casing that sticks to the upper window frame is 1.5 inches wide. So when you are measuring your window, I actually had an issue with this on a few of the windows in my house. I do live in an older home that was built in like 1930s. Some of my window bases are either rounded or they aren't 1.5 inches wide, and so I wasn't able to put a shade there. There wasn't enough surface area for this to stick, or it would stick out, and I just knew that the shade wouldn't be successful there and would likely fall. So when you are looking into our shades, just make sure that the base of your window either doesn't have a weird lip, isn't rounded, and is definitely 1.5 inches wide, so that it does stick and stays in place.
Yep.
If you do, one suggestion there, if you do really want, shades, something more temporary, and it is more of a rounded, the original shades would probably be a better option for you, just because they're a lot lighter. They're not going to fall down as easy, and with that paper, you can kind of mold it around something that is a little, that has more of a curve, or just doesn't have that 1.5 inch lip. So you can definitely still look into the original shades, but I wouldn't recommend the Easy Lift shades if you don't have that 1.5 inch surface in your window mount.
Definitely. All right, another question we get a lot is, what is the difference between this and the original with clips? Those were more paper. Are these better quality? So I think kind of going off of what Ashley was stating just a bit ago is what is your need? What do you need? What does your window look like? What is the purpose of this shade? I'd say you're not going to go wrong on quality. We really try to make sure that all of our shades are going to be purposeful, and they are going to be exactly what you need, but you need to know what shades do what. So like Ashley said, the original shades are going to be your kind of more Swiss Army knife, I guess. They're going to be able to do a lot of different things, traveling, maybe a little bit of an interesting type window or width. They're going to be able to be, I guess, versatile for you. I think too, the original is paper, so it is a black paper that you're able to put over your window to create a little bit of an energy efficiency, but also just blackout in terms of just light.
And they do come in white as well, so not just black. The blackout are just some of them are most popular.
Yes, that's true.
So we do reference that a lot, but just do know that they come in white. They come in white.
They come in, so you could do this with just that. The price also is something that, you know, with the clips, we are able to offer it to you at a discounted price. So that's another thing. But from terms of like quality, you're going to get the same across the board. When it comes to our Easy Lift price, yes, they are going to be a little bit more expensive, but they do have the pulley system. So you're going to be able to, without clips, lift them and pull them to the designated height that you're looking for. And then, yes, we do have our Easy Lift, they're spun fabric, I believe. They're polyester. Yes, polyester spun fabric. Thank you. So in that case, they do offer a little bit more energy efficiency. They are not just paper, so they are going to be a little bit thicker, as well as we have the pleated and cellular, like we were mentioning earlier, which is going to be just a single ply and a double ply is the easiest way I can describe it. And then it creates a honeycomb circle around your window to create more layers for light and heat. And then I think, yeah, the other differences, the clips, the pulley system, the fabric and the paper, but they all are going to be the same in terms of cutting to the width of your window, cleaning your window, and then installing them into your windowsill. So anything else to add on that?
And I have Easy Lifts now, but when I first purchased my house, I was a first-time homeowner. You know, I thought the house came with window shades. And I moved in first day and all my windows were blank. And I was like, oh my, what am I going to do? Everyone can see me in here.
Right.
So the first thing I did was went and bought some originals because honestly, that was what was in the budget at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have time to have someone come out and measure.
Right.
And I just needed something that was quick so that no one could see in my house.
Right,
so
privacy. Mm-hmm.
If you're a new homeowner or, you know, you're just buying new shades and you need something in between.
Mm-hmm. New baby in the family.
New baby. Anything like that.
Traveling.
The original is amazing. And then the Easy Lift is great if you're still on a budget, not sure what shades you want, but want something that's a little bit more permanent, can be lifted, things like that.
I think too, another option too would be medical providers. I have some of those in the family and they've used them too because they're working graveyard shifts and they have to be able to sleep during the day, and this was a good option for them in terms of trying to create that nighttime, no light feeling, so they could, you know, be rested for the next shift. So
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll move on to one of our last questions. So it says, can I use Gorilla Glue instead of the adhesive that it has? I live in the desert and the sun dries almost all adhesives and things fall down.
That's a good question.
So yes, absolutely. You can use any other adhesive that you would like to help our window shades stay up. All of our window shades are made with a great adhesive, but that doesn't mean that it works 100% of the time. Like I said, if you don't clean it correctly, you don't apply enough pressure, if it's just a weird surface area that you have to work with, sometimes the adhesive does fail. It's just life. So if you do have an alternative adhesive, the Gorilla Glue, I know that the 3M double-sided tape works extremely well on these. You know, any other glue or surface that you would like. Also, you can with the originals if you'd like and you want to. You can also hammer or screw them in. I don't necessarily think you need to go to those extents if you don't want to damage your window frame, but it has been done before. But I would say that I recommend just using some type of Gorilla Glue, Gorilla Tape, or definitely the 3M double-sided. I know that that works extremely well. But like I said, just take your time when you are installing these to clean your window sill correctly. Use that alcohol swab just to make sure all that debris is removed. And then, you know, just take that extra 30 seconds to really hold it up there, apply that pressure, especially with the easy lifts. With the originals, it's not as important. They're lightweight paper for the most part, so you don't have to put as much pressure. But you want these to look good. You don't want them to fall down. So just take a little bit of time to hold them into place. But to answer the question, yes, you can use alternative methods to mounting these if you need.
Yep. Well, those are all the questions that we have. Please, again, comment, reach out to us through our either social media or our website. We want to help you make sure that this experience is the easiest when you do purchase Redi Shade products. We love them. We love interacting with you guys and getting to know what you guys love about them, what you don't love about them, and that we can continue to really just focus on you guys, because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that this is something that works for you. We're excited.
And then also, if you do have any other questions or need like further instructions on installing or anything about these products, you can go to the Amazon detail listing page. There's videos. We have videos up there. We have installation guides. Everything you need lives on that Amazon listing that you had originally purchased this product from. But like we said, if you have any questions, just reach out, comment, and we will respond.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Bye.